Everyone, welcome back to another session with me. I'm Sanyukta Saxena and we are already down 3 bookmarks. Yes, these are the bookmarks that we already drawn, and today we are going to be exploring one more fragment. The fragment is K6. Yes, this is fragment K6 from the Primer Volume 1 released by Zentangle headquarters. Today we will be exploring this fragment on our bookmark. Yes, so let's get started with today's session. I'm again going to start with a grid. So it is your choice whether you want to start with a simple square grid or you want the crisscross diamond grid. Let's do the diamond kind of a grid once again. Yes, so I'm going to start with some slanting lines again. You can draw these lines comfortably with the pen straight away. I'm doing it with the pencil first. So drawing square grid but with slanting lines so that I get diamond shapes when I hold the bookmark straight. Yes. So just some reference, and now I'm going to straight away start to ink it. So first I'm using a bolder nib here, a micron 08, or you can use a PN. Whatever you are comfortable with, depends on the paper that you are using. So we want the grid to show, and that's why I am inking the grid. Again, slanting lines. As you can see, I am not replicating the pencil lines because I have changed the thickness a little. Yes, so the grid is now in place. Now the fragment K6 looks something like this. If this is my reticula, then one fescue, the second fescue, the third fescue, and the fourth fescue, and then one V and another V. This is the fragment that we are going to be drawing today. Yes, so pick each section and do that exercise. Let's first start with the complete sections so that there is no much confusion. One fescue, or you can call it muka, whatever you want to call it, that's not the issue. Or a opened up printum. Yes, something like this, and then one V like this, another V like this. If you want, you can add a dot in between, but that's optional. Now the other square, you can either change the direction and do it like this, or if you want to form a meta pattern, you can very easily do that by just mirroring the other side. So basically drawing it in the same fashion. The two fescues are touching each other. Yes, and then a V, and then another circle. The circle is of course optional. We will do the incomplete ones later. Let's first do the complete squares. Yes, again one fescue, two fescue, touching each other. You can also complete this diamond shape by carefully coordinating the two squares. So you can already start to see meta pattern forming. Yes, so once all these fragments are placed together, they will themselves form another pattern which looks quite complex, but now you know how we have drawn it. Yes, so slowly take your time, go to each of the squares. This is the fragment K6. Slowly insert the V and a small dot there. Yes, so let's do this exercise for all. Draw at your own pace. Try coordinating the two sides. If you can, well and good. If you cannot, no issue, no mistakes. Yes, when I say coordinating these two sides, so when I draw the next one, I will try and coordinate as if they are in continuation. So keeping them alike in terms of alignment and size. But even if you don't do it, that's fine. Yes. So I'm going to continue like this. You take your own time, draw at your own pace. Like this. Yeah. I'm still continuing in the same fashion. Just a few more sections left. Coordinating the two sides wherever they can be. So it can be a little tricky to draw the incomplete ones. So first complete those which are easy to draw. And then go to the incomplete ones, the incomplete squares. Wherever you can coordinate, do that. As I mentioned, it can be a little tricky to draw the incomplete ones. So take it easy, go slow. Yes. Change the direction if you wish to. That's it. Yes, complete this one, a dot, and just partially draw this one. Complete this one. So one side can be drawn completely, the other side can be drawn partially, then the V shape. Yes, take your time, slowly do that exercise. So just a few left. Yes, coordinate the two sides, and whatever little is visible, that's it. Yes, so that's our fragment. Isn't it beautiful? Yes. Now I'm going to first deal with this section. So either you can ink it completely, or as I'm doing, I'm going to ink half of it like this. Yeah, so this will add a little bit of drama to the fragment since it does not have any inked sections. Yes, it's purely curved lines, line work. So this will add a little bit of drama. So I'm going to go to each of these and ink half of the section, which is a triangle. Slowly go to each and do that exercise. Like this. Yeah. I'm going to take my own time, go to each and ink the half. If you want to just streamline the shape, you can do that as you ink. Like this. Yeah. So I'm done with inking that black. Now the other half I'm going to add red. Yes. So use your color pencil or brush pen or micron pen, whatever you have handy. I have my identity pen handy here, so I'm using that, but you can use anything. Just make the other section red because I like the color combination. You can also comfortably use color pencils or brush pen, whatever you feel like. Go to each and add that red. Yes. Take your time, no hurry. Here it should be black, small tiny sections. So just by drawing the fragment in a grid, and this is the simplest grid that I have chosen, try drawing it in different kinds of grids and see what kind of patterns do you form by combining this fragment. Yes, in fact, if we have time, let us see if we draw one in one direction and the other direction. Let's alternate directions and see if it forms another beautiful pattern. Yeah. So I'm going to continue like this. Please do it at your own pace. So I'm done with adding the red. Now I'm going to shade it very simply. Yes, I'm just going to add some graphite under these lines to add a little dimension, and that's it. I'm not going to shade anymore. But if you want, you can add more colors, you can add more shading wherever you want. You can shade it differently. I'm highlighting the grid, part of the grid, not all of it. Like this. Yes, and now I'm going to blend it. So just blur the graphite. Yes, so it immediately adds some dimension. Looks like stairs or steps. You can add more shading if you want. Now either you can stop here or you can add small little embellishments here and there, right? So I already also have this space in between, which can be very comfortably inked. Yes, it's a star kind of a shape. You can always go back and ink this space. It will add some bit of drama to the fragment since you have arranged it in that fashion. So I'm going to go to each and ink, add a little bit of ink in that space. Yes, wherever possible, wherever it is clear, enclosed, you can very comfortably go back and add a touch of ink like this. Yeah, so that's it. I've done that exercise. If you want, you can add more reds. You can embellish in different ways. These dots can be made red if you want. So whole lot of ways to embellish. You can add dots or little bit of red at other places also, for example here, these places. Yes, so just explore more, take your time. That's how the basic fragment goes. Now let's see what happens if we kind of change the direction of the fragments. Yes, so for example, if I again draw the same grid, this time I'm directly drawing with my pen. Slowly. Yes. And then I convert it into a square grid. The squares somewhat equal in size. If they're not perfectly equal, that's fine. Yes. And now what I was saying is, if you want to alternate the direction, then if I start in this fashion, so that's the basic fragment. And now the next one I'm going to draw like this. Let's see what happens. Does it still form a meta pattern? Yes, so this is how it will look like. The same fragment, changing the directions, and you can always change the grid also. Yes, so this is how it will look like, and yes, I do see some kind of a pattern formed here. Yes, looks beautiful. If you ink this tiny space, you can actually make out some kind of a pattern being formed here. So go ahead and do that exercise. So I'm going to again change direction. It actually looks very ornamental, although it's a simple fragment to draw. You can see it's looking pretty ornamental. That's the fun of playing around with fragments. Yes, so that's one. Again, I'm going to change the direction. You have to be little mindful about how you're drawing, where you're placing your V's, so it looks perfect and better and in sync. Yes, simple fragment to draw, and you can already see how complex this looks like, as if it is a print. Yeah, so I'll complete this and post it. You can draw at your own pace. I've given you one more idea. Also try changing the grid and you will see some more beautiful meta patterns being formed using the same fragment. Yeah, so I shall see you again in the next session. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.